So I just went over this, right? I say, here's how we're going to alleviate the risk. And I flip this over. Okay. Now, first of all, here's your name and the vehicle you picked. My name's there. There's the numbers you need to find out front. Here's your term, your APR, and your base payment. Now, rest assured, you can take a look at your APR. However, as you see, there's some risk over here, and here's how we alleviate the risk. The first thing we have is the vehicle service agreement. You may know it as an extended warranty, but the legal term is actually service contract. Now, because of your driving habits, we went ahead and chose an exclusionary policy that is for 100,000 miles and will take you out to year 2019 to match the term. The next thing we have down here, now it has a $100 deductible. However, we believe in taking care of our customers. So what we're going to do for you is when you come back and use us, we waive that $100. But if you go anywhere else, they're going to charge you. Okay? But that's how we kind of give back to the customer. Now this is, being it's exclusionary, it has roadside assistance, it has trip interruption, it has rent-a-car in it, so you don't have to worry. You drop your car off and put you in a car, and you're just completely taken care of. The next thing we have is prepaid maintenance. Now, this is basically money you're going to spend anyhow. Where this benefits you is real simple. We know that if we don't maintain our car, that it could force us to lose coverage. So what this does is the price of oil in 6 years is going to be what? Exactly. Because we don't know, and prices have been going up and down, we've decided to protect our customers for at least out to year 2017, so that on the money that you have to spend, you're locking today's prices up, and you're not facing inflation on money you're going to spend anyway. It's a quick in and out, and you're using today's technicians that know how to work on your car. The next thing is our tire and wheel. As you've seen, it wasn't covered over here. However, the big part of this is if you hit any type of road hazard, any type of thing that breaks up that tire, okay, it's going to go ahead and try to fix it. If not, it's going to replace it. Now, if you hit it hard enough and break the rim, which is extremely expensive, it's going to go ahead and replace that too. All 4 tires for the next 5 years out to year 2017, or 18, sorry. Now the next thing is this, is our gap protection. Do you remember earlier when I asked if you knew what their obligation was? As far as insurance company? Well, here's the answer to that. They have an obligation to give you what they consider to be market value if your car is ever a total loss. And what I mean by that is, over here, they don't cover any type of loan deficiency. So if you owe 15 and they said it was 10, who's responsible for that 5? Yeah. So what this does is it pays for that 5,000 difference, and it picks up your deductible, so your out-of-pocket expense as well. Absolutely. And I'm sure that's important to you, isn't it? Now the next thing we have down here is our credit line. Now, Brent, someone like you is smart enough to, I know you got a lot of insurance. You probably got more insurance than you know what to do with if something happens to you. Now, there's a reason why you did that. Because you're probably taking care of your family and you have them secured, correct? Absolutely. There's a hole in this life insurance. That hole comes into the bigger the policy, the longer it takes to actually pay. So when it's tied up in probate court, when do your creditors want their money? Yeah, they want it now. So this is the biggest benefit of having credit life on your vehicle. If something was to happen to you within 30 days of receiving the death certificate, they're going to go ahead and your family is going to receive, you know, when you said your beneficiary is, will receive a title and a check. The check is going to be for the unpaid interest and any cancellations that come in from these products here. The next thing, or protections here. Now, if they need a car, they can take that title, they can take a loan against that title, and it will give them cash money for them to do what? Well, no, keep their head above the water until your policy pays off. If they don't need the car, they can just turn around and sell it, but they can turn it into money as an asset so that it gets them by until your policy pays off or gets you closer to where it pays off. And I'm sure you see the value in that, don't you? Absolutely. And the next thing is, earlier you mentioned that you had about 70%, you had short-term, long-term disability, and you were pretty covered there. Unfortunately, what we do know is this: if something happened and you became disabled, your income's going down. It doesn't matter short-term, long-term, it's going down, correct? But where do your bills go? Well, they stay, and some say they may go up because of doctor bills, stuff like that. And you're home, so you try to entertain yourself. What this does is real simple. As long as you're on disability, this makes the payment for you from the 14th day retroactive back to the 1st until you can go back to work. It's almost like a raise in pay when you need it the most. Let your disability go towards more important things like the utilities, the mortgage, and food. Let us worry about that card payment. And basically, it's what we call that fully protected, where you don't have any worries. Here's your choice of payments at 60, and you can also move it out to, and I'd have it written down here, 72. Just go ahead. Well, matter of fact, is there any questions before I ask you to pick one?
This service contract, what does it cover?
Being that it's an exclusionary coverage, if the closest thing to what you would refer to as a bumper-to-bumper. Matter of fact, when we pull this out, here's the little paragraph of what's not covered. If it's not in this paragraph here, guess what?
It's not covered.
No, it's covered. So you don't have any worries. It's the best plan we have, and that's how we want our clients to be taken care of. And that's why we reward you by waiving that $100 for you. Any other questions before I ask you to pick one?
And this right here, this maintenance, what is all included maintenance?
If you look at your maintenance plan in the back of the book here, until year 2018, everything above the blue line here is what it covers. Some markets add something if there's heat or cold that you may have to do, that would be under you, but your major stuff over the blue lines is what's covered. All the way out to 18, you have nothing to do except choose one of these payments, and that's it. So any other questions before I ask you to pick one? Go ahead and pick one. Stay. Some people can't do that and ask for the business after one column, so they're going to go down the menu. So here's your choice of payments right here. Now, the standard option has the same benefits as the preferred. However, you would be forfeiting your credit, life, and disability, which basically means the benefit of having that extra cash between when your policy pays off, they're not going to have. And if you become disabled, all you're going to have is the short-term and long-term disability. You won't have that extra $500, $600 making your payments. It's going to have to come out of less money. Here's your choice of payments here. Now, the basic option is the same as the standard. However, over here, you're forfeiting gap. So if something actually does happen and there's a loan deficiency, that has to come out of your own pocket, and you still have to pay your deductible. Here's your choice of payments here. Rick, is there any questions out of these three protections before I ask you to choose one? Go ahead and choose one.
What if I would like to get, I still like this credit disability.
Okay.
It's here. I see that it's not offered here. I'd like to get the credit disability and be able to service.
So what you're basically saying is you want this, and you want these two,
And I like the gap insurance.
and the gap right here. All right, let me go ahead and get that ready for you. All right, here's what the package looks like right there. I just need your initials right here. And I'll start printing everything. Okay. I'm going to print. Go ahead and sign here. Brent, I'm kind of curious, okay? When we were talking earlier about fires and not being covered, and then the prepaid maintenance, you had some really good questions on the coverage of it, on money you're going to spend. I'm actually really surprised that you took them out. You know, I mean, the savings in here is the cost of one tire covers all four till 2018. And this saves you money because if the gas, like we don't know, goes up, you're not stuck paying anything extra. You know, the difference in payment is only $18. You sure you don't want to reconsider?
Only 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only $18.
Okay, thank you.
No,
Out of character.
I don't care.
Out of character.